For the third workout program, I call this the Sith Lord program. You can probably see I'm a big Star Wars fan. But there's a little more than just simply nerd affair with Star Wars by that name. If you recall anything about the Sith, they're the evil, right? It's the Emperor, and that's what Darth Vader becomes. But this program is pretty wicked, and it's pretty different than the other ones. And I don't say that just to kind of in a joking style, like, oh, it's wicked, awesome. You know, I'm actually a little torn about this program because it does get great results, but it's a high-frequency program. I am worried about lifter burnout, a little bit mentally, but more physically. I don't think you should just take your lifters and just run them through a grinder and just see how strong you can get them in a shorter period of time. You got to think long-term. But having said that, I've tried this myself. I've had lifters go through this. We've gotten good results, so it's out there. It has different positives and a couple of negatives. And really, this is a combination of two workouts that I have written about reasonably extensively. So I'm going to refer you to those articles. But one is my 40 squats in 8-week workout, which is on T-Nation. So the basic idea there is, well, if you're doing 40 squat workouts and you only have 8 weeks, that means you're going to squat 5 times a week. A little unusual, but you'll be squatting 5 times a week, every week for 8 weeks. And then also, I hit a massive bench plateau. I was stuck at around a 350 bench forever. And then Christian Thibodeau set up a new program that was kind of radical, and I said, what the hell, what I'm doing isn't working, so I gave that a try. It's also 5 bench workouts a week, although you do 3 workouts in one day, and then you go every other day. So that's included in this as well, and I'm taking both of those, and both of them are pretty damn intense, but obviously if we want to peak for a meet, we got to be ready for all 3. So this routine would be followed for 6 to no more than 10 weeks. And this is not a routine that you can stay on. And probably the biggest negative of this is you're probably actually going to have a strength loss at the end. In other words, after your competition, you take that week or 2 off and then you try to find a new program. And it's frustrating because in that new program, your strength is actually decreasing, which is kind of one of the worst things about this. So real briefly, the way this is going to set up is I've got this set up as an 8-week long program. So we're going to work out 5 days a week. The first day you're going to squat. That's the only leg exercise you're going to do. Remember, when we're doing that many leg exercises, we can't do it all that often. And this is just going to be triples. And you're going to pick a number that is nice and conservatively light. This person's estimated 1 rep max at the start of the program is 320. Okay, so she was squatting 320. And so she's only going to squat 265 for a triple. That's not that heavy. Okay, and then each week we're just going to go up 7.5 pounds, real simple, for 8 weeks. Okay. Then the first day is the most intense bench day. You're going to do what's called a cluster set, one of my favorite techniques for increasing strength. And on the single cluster set, you do 1 rep, rack the weight, rest 15 to 30 seconds, and perform another one. You're going to just do 1 set of 10 reps in that style. So that 1 set's going to take like 4 or 5 minutes. Okay, she's going to start off with 190 for 10, which is a little less than 90%. We're predicting a 1 rep max of 225 here on the bench. Okay, just 1 set of that. Then you're going to do close grip decline. I'm only writing the top set. The sets are all listed in the article. But you're going to do 5 sets of 5, ascending and then descending, so we leave a pyramid. Top set, 140 for 5, which isn't that bad. Close grip, of course, more triceps. Decline, a little different angle. That's workout 1. Then you're going to rest, either fully or at least 15 or 30 minutes where you just kind of chill. And then you're going to do a second bench press workout that day, multiple set cluster, which is 5 sets of 5 cluster style. Now the rest is shorter, only about 10 seconds. The big difference here is on the first one you sit up, you kind of get your breath. This one you just keep your hands on the bar, still rack it, do 1 rep. I usually take 3 breaths, which is about 8 seconds. Then another one, lift off, rack, like that. 5 sets of 5 with a lighter weight. Then you're going to do dumbbell military press with a negative just to keep the shoulders healthy. Pretty light on that kind of stuff. Workout 3, so then you're going to go home, rest, eat a meal or 2, come back probably in the evening. Now you're going to do the drop set bench, one of the most exciting workouts on the plan. So you're going to go heavy. Okay, and you're only going to do singles, and you're going to do a drop set, and you're going to do 3 of these. So this lifter's going to start with 200, do it for 1, take 10 pounds off, go, 10 pounds off, go, 10 pounds off. That's 1 set. She's going to rest. She's going to do that 3 times. Then she's just going to do some triceps push down and just 6 sets of 8 with a lightweight, just to keep the elbows healthy. Okay, all the bench workouts go up 5 pounds a week, hopefully. Day 2 is no upper body, so now it's more intense lower body. We're going to squat. This is our heaviest main squat, where we're doing the competition form, just a single, 285. We're going to start with that. Remember, she can do 320, so 285 is not that heavy. You cannot go that heavy when you're squatting 5 days a week, at least in the beginning, until you get used to it. Then she's going to deadlift. We got about a 500-pound deadlifter here, so a very good deadlifter. We're still going to start with just 445 for one, so just about 90% for a single, and then we're going to drop it all the way down to 75% for 5. Going to do reverse hypers. The reason we're doing Tim's curls, so first, what the hell is that? Tim's curls is when you do a set of supinated curls for a certain number of reps, say like 8, then you rest very briefly, about 15 seconds, and you grab the same weight, do hammer curls for the same reps. The key is it's supinated and hammer, same reps, minimal rest, then you get to rest in between. You don't have to go heavy on this. The idea here is when you squat all the time, you're probably going to find your elbows hurt, and so this is going to take care of that elbow pain, or at least minimize it. Okay, on the next day, we're going to squat. We're just going to do a set of 5, one set here. Then we're going to do a 2 board press, so a little bit of an elevation, make it harder, a set of 3. Then we're going to do some speed bench. So we're going to go as fast as we can for sets of 3, generally for 6 to 9 reps, generally in the 60 to 70% range. You got some freedom there. It's more fully fleshed out in the article. Day 4, we want to overload the squat by doing a high box squat. High box means it's going to be just above parallel. That should be easier than normal. So this person's going to start 295, still well below their max. But if you look over here, their max was 320. They're going to be noticeably above that. We're going to make a little bigger jumps on this one. Then we're going to do some speed deadlifts, deadlifting as fast as we can to work on technique. 5 sets of 2. In the mid-weeks, we're going to throw some bands on and make that deadlift a little more challenging. Then we're going to add in reverse hypers and, again, the Tim's curls. So you're not benching on day 2 or 4, which for me was Tuesday or Thursday. Then day 5, which would be a Friday. Okay, we've got 2 heavy stuff. You're going to do a negative partial, so on the squats. So you're going to load up a bunch of weight. You're only going to go down about halfway, and then you're going to come back up. So this is a half squat, no more than a 3/4 squat. So that, of course, makes it easier. But the negative is you don't just drop down. You go under control. I like to count to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and stand up. But you should squat at least halfway. This is to get used to heavier weight. By the end here, she's going to be doing 375, hopefully. She's not going to be able to squat that much, but that'll definitely be more than what she's used to. Then she's going to do a negative bench press. With a negative bench, you do not do the positive. So you lower it down at a 4 to 6 count. 1, 2, 3, 4. A spotter needs to lift it off of you. You keep your hands on the bar. You do 3 reps, 4 sets on this one. I like the very last set, the last rep. I really like to do a real slow 10 count. And the key on these negatives is don't free fall. Okay, they cannot free fall. So you should be in control at least at some point. And don't waste all your energy over the top where it's easy. Then you're going to do a hanging high rack press. I would attach straps around a pull-up bar. But you can do a board press or just a regular rack press if you want. But should be pretty high, 4 or 5 board press. So the key is the order of the weights. This is the heaviest in the bench. This is the second heaviest. Then you have the drop set is really important. How much weight are you using? The main cluster, though, is kind of key. Like for me, I always found that this was 40 pounds less than what I could actually bench. 40 or 50 pounds less. So like if I could do 10, it was about 50 pounds less. So when I first was able to bench 365, I could do a cluster set 315 for 10 reps with that 30-second break. When I could bench 400, I could do 365 for 6 reps if memory serves. Okay. So this is 5 workouts. The workouts themselves aren't all that long, but even though they're not written out here a lot, this is a lot. You cannot, my number one signal to you, or my number one thing is you cannot jump in that intense. You have to really back off the weight. So you pick up, you know what your 1 max is, and then you take 10 or 20% off of that. If you look here at the end, this person was hoping to squat they squatted 320, and now they're going to squat 340 in training. We're looking at a 350 squat here. So they're going heavy. Their bench was 225. Now they're going to be doing 225 for 10 on the cluster style. They're going to be doing drop sets with 235 after a full workout. So they're going to be up there. You'll find these workouts on T Nation. One is called How I Benched 400, with all the exact weights and everything that I personally used, and I did that routine a couple times. And then the other one is 40 squat workouts in 8 weeks, and I'll include links to those, and also that program itself will come with you. So you got a couple different choices as to how you set up your programs. I would save this for our advanced lifters. Again, it's a little evil, but pretty damn effective and pretty awesome to set it up that way. So you've got a couple of choices. And of course, once you learn one, you can mix and match and make your own and come up with something even more badass.